Hello, everybody. Today we're going to talk about the Western Electric Company and the telephone company. Now, this company were electrical engineers and manufacturing company from 1869 to 1996, and that's when the Bell system broke up. They also made the first electron tube, vacuum tube. Was the main supply arm for the telephone companies. Equipment that was sent back. And see, that's the thing. Now, old telephone equipment was usually sent back to their factory, and it was either refurbished or scrapped. I think after a certain time period, Western Electric quit doing that, and I think that stuff just went to a scrapyard, and the company, that affiliate telephone company, got money from it, but I'm not sure about that. They actually had bare copper, on rolls, and then it would go through a machine and put and that's how they made the cables. That's how they made cables, and how they made telephone wire. Sometimes if you pull up an old telephone, like what was to our house when I lived in New York, if you pull it up and dust it off, if it's not faded, you'll see Western Electric, because it had the machines that fed that copper wire through a machine, which put the rubber jacket or the plastic jacket on it. And then what happened was, what's the name of that company? Oh, Bell Laboratories was partially owned by Western Electric. And like I said, they were the supply arm for the telephone companies. They also, if people don't believe me, you can watch old movies, old Three Stooges, sometimes old TV shows. You'll see Western Electric recording equipment. That's what they did, because they came up with the condenser microphone and the equipment to record voices and sounds. And it's supposed to sound like it was real life. In 1877, the American Telephone Company was formed. In 1901, Bell Labs, I can't read my handwriting, excuse me. Well, basically, they were the main supplier for AT&T manufacturer. They were the main manufacturer and supply for the telephone companies and AT&T, which later on became one of the monopolies in the telephone industry. I think the company got taken over, and it was Lucent Technologies for a while, and then I don't know who owns it now. I don't know who manufactures the stuff for the phone company anymore, because they're all under AT&T. Most of them are AT&T. Some are Verizon. Yeah, 1916 was the first condenser microphone was made. And this is interesting, and don't take this the wrong way. The way they used to connect when they would splice telephone cables, one of them was called a rat rubber, or rat rubbers. And what what it is a metal piece with teeth inside of a plastic, and at the end it looks like rubber, a condom. And when you stick the wires in it and crimp it, that was what made contact with the wire. Then you have jelly beans, which are, it's just a gel filled connector. So they stick the wire in it and crimp it, and that dielectric gel, and I think it's the same as redheads, what they call redheads. It's you stick the wire in it and crimp it, and that's what makes the contact. And some of those are not good connections. How many times I've had to have AT&T come out here because either it was a connection at the box where it was spliced was bad. Now 3M manufactured something, and this is interesting. What it is they put a strip down, and they put this connector, and then it's color coded. They put the next one, they would crimp it, and that would cut the wire. They put the cover on it and crimped it, that was the wire. They do the next one, they'd color code it, put everything together and crimp it, and breaks the excess wire off of it, and that was your connection. Some of those splices they would make the splices to the cable, and then they put a mold. They tape a mold to the cable, and they pour a resin in it. And that resin was what protected the splices from moisture. The very early telephone cables were actually, the splices were actually covered in lead. Then you got plastic enclosures then you got the little pedestal. What else do we have here? Yeah. So technology in that area has come a long, long way. And now there's a video, I want to touch on this. It was about an outage in New York City in the 1970s. What happened there was a fire in a switching station in New York City. Everybody got together. It was AT&T, Bell Laboratories, New York Telephone Company. They all got together and went into that building, removed anything that was damaged by the fire, put all new wire cable. I mean, these cables were the size of my damn fist, bigger than my damn fist. Were as big as my fist. So you can imagine the cable's got thousands of pairs of wire into it. The time it took to splice all that using rat rubbers and redheads. But they got the job done in 3 weeks. Everybody was back up. It had something to do with 170,000 people that were out in New York City during that outage. But that's how Western Electric and AT&T and New York Telephone Company, they all worked together to get the job done. They got all the new racks, everything put up. And back then, they were still using the relays, so they had to clean all the relays and everything. I had thought by now, by the time I was in Turner Job Corps Center, they were using the electronic switching. And I just remember that a little while ago. But when I dialed my dad long distance, you could hear the clicking, and you could hear the of the relay machine relaying that call. That's weird. Most of everything now is electronic switching system. It's all a computer now. Well, thank you for watching, and being patient with me, and I'll see you on the next one.